Hi, this is Brad Linder with Mobile Computing, and I'm here with an application today called Cam Translator. And it's a pretty nifty application that will translate text in real time for you. And so here's how it works. Basically, you point the camera at something, it'll identify words, and it'll try to translate those words for you. In this case, it's not going to do a great job because it's trying to translate from English to English. So let's show you some of the features first. It's set for auto-detect for the origin language, and then you can choose from about 50 different languages. I think there's actually 54 different languages that you can translate into. So you've got English, Indonesian, Yiddish, Italian, Hungarian, Greek, Welsh, Turkish, Thai, Swahili, etc., etc. I'm going to look for Spanish or German, which I barely know, but I know well enough to be able to tell if a couple of words are translated correctly. Then you tap on the screen when you find a word that you want to translate, and it should translate it to German. Let's find a word that I might recognize. Okay, so box translates to box. What about view? And Zeigen. I'm not really sure about that one. Let's see. See is actually a good word. And let's try... Oh, where did Spanish go? There's Spanish, but no, it's Ukrainian. Spanish. So you can see it does a pretty good job of recognizing words one at a time. You can also take a snapshot using the camera, and then it'll show the screen here, and so you don't have to be looking at something in real time. Instead, you can just sort of look at various areas and say, what's that word? Oh, there's a typo in my website, so I need to go back and fix that later. And it'll translate these words one at a time for you. Now, it's not going to do complete sentences. It's not going to be the universal translator that lets you go to a foreign country and speak to somebody instantly, because it doesn't do voice, and it does one word at a time. So it's kind of slow, but it's still pretty cool, just sort of as a proof of concept, if nothing else. The basic app is available as a free download from the Android market, and for $4.50 you can remove advertisements and you get unlimited vocabulary words. Now, for vocabulary, for any word that you've saved, you can look up the definition of a word here, or you can share it using email, SMS, or any other sharing application, or you can add it to a vocabulary list for words that you're trying to learn. So there you go. That's a quick look at the Cam Translator application for Android. One thing I should point out is that Cam Translator is a fairly large application. If you sort by size here, you'll see that it's the largest application, taking up the most space on my Nexus 1 right now, but you can move the app to the SD card, so it'll go from about, well, I've managed this before, but it'll go from about 13 megabytes of disk space down to less than 1 megabyte of disk space when you move the whole thing to an SD card. So this is Brad Linder with Mobile Computing, and a quick look at Cam Translator. There we go, 584 kilobytes. Cam Translator for Google Android. It's a text translation application that uses your camera.